What's going on, everybody? Thanks for hanging out. Chase, what's going on, man? Good to see you here, man. Good to see you. Today we are doing some chill sketchbooking because, I don't know, I'm just having one of those days where I don't know what the hell I want to create. So when I feel that way, I just basically draw in my sketchbook. So hey man, I'm chilling. Like I said, I've just been having a day where I'm not sure what to create, so just been trying to get back into streaming and keep it going, you know? It's hard to keep the content going every day. I'm sure you understand that more than anybody. Hey dude, what's going on, Don? Good to see you here, man. So I'm gonna flip my way over to a blank page here. Might as well have fun reviewing my old drawings. Now this is like my... Can you guys hear me fine over the music, by the way? If I could get a confirmation that my voice is clear enough, that'd be great. But this is these are all my sort of misfit drawings, misfit children. Yeah. That I mean some made it into the world. Like I like this one, but levels are great, awesome. But yeah, this is where I practice, and not every drawing makes it out into the world from this sketchbook. Like here's a weird one. It's almost like a little bar or something. But I seen you playing with Blender. You ever messed around with Unreal Engine? Yeah, man. I recently got a job working in mobile games, so I've been being a 3D modeler for them. But basically, no, we use Unity, which is like the same sort of thing, like open source version of Unreal Engine. But no, I'm not familiar with Unreal. I plan on being familiar with Unreal eventually, hopefully. But for now, I'm learning Unity. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit here. That's better. Glad the levels are great. I like this one right here. This is one that we did for Inktober, and if you don't know what Inktober is, it's basically every October artists around the world come together and they do one ink drawing a day. It was something that started a while ago to promote like good habits in drawing and staying practiced, apparently. So trying to get into virtual production, mixed reality stuff. That's sick, man. Yeah, all that metaverse stuff is happening right now. Actually working on a little metaverse type hangout thing right now with like kind of NFTs and stuff. So that's pretty interesting. And well, hey man, if you ever need some 3D models, let me know. I'll whip up whatever you want. Anyway, working my way to an empty page here. I'm just like enjoying seeing my old drawings. Sometimes I enjoy seeing my progression. I was actually, you know what's funny about this page? Oh, hey Kirsten, what's up? Good to see you. I was actually watching the Squid Games. I was watching, my chat's over here. I'm gonna look at you here. I was watching Squid Games when I was drawing these, as you can see. That was the marble scene, I believe. That was the scene when they were all fighting in the room, when the lights went out. I don't know what this scene was, but I know these are all scenes from Squid Games. I was sketching them really fast. So thank you so much, Chase, man. I have to say, man, that means a lot coming from you, and I really, really admire all your camera work and your ability to edit and just really make all your production really high quality. By the way, everybody in Facebook chat right now, Chase Gilroy, he does this sick stream that is way underrated. It needs to be way more popular than it is right now. It's what is it? GarageBand's Live, or GarageBand Live? What's the exact name? You gotta send people your way on that, man. That's just such a sick thing you're doing. Are you still doing that, GarageBand Live? GarageBand's Live. That's what it's called. Go check that out on Facebook, guys. It's awesome. It really is. Takes local bands or whoever wants to drive over to his studio and kind of asks them. It's just great. Just go check it out. GarageBand's Live. It's freaking awesome. I want to go visit you, man, with my band, and go have a session. That would be fun. I don't know when I'll make that happen. Hopefully someday. So this is my Inktober drawings. I like this one. I don't know. I just like thought of a meteor about to hit a city, so that was my idea there. I just like the perspective. Just kind of I don't know how to say it, but every once in a while I'll do a drawing and it just sort of comes out right onto the paper without much effort. And I'll say that's one of them. I'm kind of dealing with copyright and music and stuff. Oh, here's another Squid Games one. Do you guys know what scene that's from in the Squid Games? Respect, thank you, brother. Whenever you can make it, I'll have you, dude. Hell yes, hell yes. I will for sure be in touch about that. All right, so here's where I left off. You notice I do these little squares. It started becoming a habit recently. I like to kind of do more than one complete drawing on the paper because I find when I start doing like a whole sketchpad piece, it's like I start spending too much time on the drawing. And the whole idea of this is that I get through a bunch of drawings quick just to kind of exercise my brain. Because, I don't have, like, the whole point of this stream is I don't really have, I don't know what I want to create today. I kind of woke up having one of those days, so. I have things I know I have to finish and work on, but, like, I kind of needed my own personal art session today for some reason. So, yeah, without further ado, this is my last one here. Last couple ones. Actually, I was watching you play Skyrim, Kirsten, when I drew that one. That's a door from Skyrim. I'm almost positive. And this is from something else I was watching. But that's my most recent one. I sort of had this fisheye idea. So I'm going to zoom in on this area of the sketchbook. Just get it centered. I have no idea what I'm about to draw. I'm just going to draw something. Might see if my pen is working. There we go. Actually, I haven't checked the ink in this thing in a while. It does. It goes pretty quick. Nope, we're still good. Just dries up a little bit on the first couple of goes. Mr. Nobody, that's what it was. Yes. Referring to the bathtub drawing. Okay. So I just draw a square. I don't know, what do you guys want to see me draw? I don't know, for some reason I'm picturing a library. I'm just going to draw a library. I don't know why. It just popped in my head, so. I kind of picture the, see if I can do another sort of fisheye thing. I kind of picture like this sort of, maybe like you're just walking in and the desk is sort of right here. One of those sort of like fancy rounded front desks. I'll admit my hand is shaky right now. I'm not got a case of like the coffee shakes or something. I drank too much coffee today. And so basically I'll put the horizon somewhere over there. And I'm curving it a little bit because fisheye. Oh, look at me. I'm smudging my ink everywhere with my hand, making a mess. Oh well. I don't care. Yeah, so I'd like to try to kind of place a couple things before I commit to drawing them. And desk will probably be about that wide by the time it gets over here. And I'm picturing, unlike this drawing, which is a very harsh fisheye. And what I mean by a very harsh fisheye is, if I was to show you my guideline here, it's literally like a circle, sort of like that. So I'm warping everything like to this circle. And a less harsh fisheye would be if that circle was bigger and I cropped a smaller area in it. So the circle will be more, and I'll erase these later, but the circle will be more like this. Like that. So you're kind of more zoomed in to like this area of the sphere. And that's kind of my fisheye warp that I'm going with in my brain here. So, hey Stephanie, what's going on? I apologize if I take a second to notice you in chat because I gotta look over to the right. I think I have to get a monitor in front of me right here eventually, but anyway. Anything closer to the horizon is going to get straighter and straighter, more squashed. I don't know, maybe there's some her again, I don't want to spend too much time on these things here. That's this computer screen on the desk, right? Oh, I gotta be sure not to turn this here. Alright. More challenging for me, but I gotta keep it in the camera for y'all. Sort of go like that. One of the first things I experienced learning perspective was that at first things, they feel wrong. When you're drawing them right, it feels like you're drawing them wrong sometimes, because when following true perspective, they just can get so warped. But again, you don't see things this warped in reality. It's an interpretation anyway. Now, one thing that happens with fisheyes, and I didn't really demonstrate it well here on this monitor, is they tend to be more, when you see straight edges, they tend to be much more curved, or it makes it obvious. So man-made things in fisheye tend to be, it tends to show more. So things on the edge of the camera lens will end up being really warped. And I'm just kind of winging it here, you know, tossing out that ellipse. Something I think about when I'm drawing ellipses too. I think I can zoom in, probably get a little bit more for you here. Let me see. I'm actually using my cell phone as a camera right now, which has been awesome. It's this app called Epic Cam, and you can Wi-Fi signal your phone right to your computer's webcam, and the iPhone camera is absolutely amazing. So, well, the iPhone 13. I don't even think I can stream you the actual quality it's filming anyway. They don't allow me. Okay, laying out some things here. I feel like maybe some books laying around on it. Gonna have this book sort of, I don't know, turned on the desk, vanishing. You know, I think it needs another book on it, on top of this book. So I'll have that one turned even a little bit too. And this one will be vanishing out that way a little bit. This one will be vanishing off this way a little bit. And then, yeah, let's see. Something like that. Add the pages. Little trick, if you turn your fountain pen over, it gets real thin. It's nice for details. You're not supposed to draw on that side of it, but what rules are there anyway? I'm also subjected to a random playlist of music again, so hope you all enjoy it. Trying to just pick chill stuff. There's a little pen on the desk right there. Piece of paper hanging out right there. It's vanishing off somewhere in that way. Maybe there's another piece of paper underneath that. I'm just being random. This monitor needs some sort of like thickness to it. I gone and messed that line up. Not going for perfection though. Oh, what? There's usually a little like interface going on here. Little HDMI cable coming out. It's no more serial cables. Make sure it hits the desk, and then maybe it goes into one of those holes that the desk has to organize the wires, because it's a library. They wanted it to look all neat, right? I am making a smudgy mess of this here, but hopefully the drawing will make up for that. Let's see. We have our little secretary lady here, and I'm gonna give her a simple got our secretary, or librarian, I should say. I keep calling her a secretary. It's a librarian. And the table has to interrupt her body right there. Give her a colored shirt. Give her a line colored shirt. Okay, moving on. Let's see, this will come down to about there. There's a desk. So I realize the way I've placed this desk has already told me a lot about where I have to go. It's just kind of the way it goes. The first object is like, oh, especially the foreground object kind of dictates where things are going to go. I'm not really caring that these lines are messy. Just kind of going with it. I like the idea there's a little bit of ambient occlusion here. The desk is like a little bit off the ground. So something I've been trying to change about my drawing habits is drawing shaded lines away from the edge. I find myself to be more accurate. I'm not missing, overshooting. Okay. I'm kind of picturing like my old elementary school library. I don't know why. For some reason I can still memorize what that looks like. So I'll just kind of use that as a reference in my brain. Remember, I'd walk in, be a desk on the right, and the shelves would be right here. So I'll start these shelves. I think the back wall, way in the back, somewhere in there, I'm just going to add a mark for myself. That's my vanishing point I'm working with. And I'll just start getting these shelves in here. Curved shelves, you say? Yeah, it's fisheye, so. And these shelves are going to be taller than us in this drawing. And here's a good example of when perspective gets weird. So this line is actually supposed to be like this. It's supposed to go up. And I've curved it a bit much, but that's okay. Bottom of it. And do a lazy line fix there. And maybe we can just see just the top of that one. And that's going off in that direction. And then the next one here. So I was to pretend this kept going, the next shelf would hit right there. Something like that. Bring it down there. A little bit wider because it's closer, so. And these are things that you can make mathematically correct if you want, but I'm just eyeballing them. I curved that too much there. Okay. And I actually didn't curve it enough. Hey, Steve Laterno, what's going on? Thanks for liking the stream, man. I appreciate you. Glad to see that my API is working, which is a fancy acronym for the communication between the social platforms and my streaming software. So, yeah. Going to draw a curved line here for the bottom of the shelf. And you can see how it's all sort of following the bend of this sphere. You have to imagine I'm conforming to... I'm trying to zoom out here. I know the camera's shaking, but just to show you again. I'm conforming to a large sphere in my mind around this drawing, like that. So if you had this large sphere on this drawing and you started drawing lines on the sphere, right? And coming in towards the square, eventually you'd see how they're like about like that on the paper. When you have a crunched one like this, the straight lines literally warp to the edge of the paper like that, complete warp. And I don't know if any of that made sense. Oh, and by the way, the farther you get to the edge of the screen, the more warped it becomes. So I curve this line even more than that one. It has to converge. I think the best, quickest check. Hey there, how you doing, man? Just seeing you in chat now. Like I said, chat's here, camera's here. So, but easiest way to check your work with some accuracy and perspective is to just ask yourself, are the lines converging? And what I mean by that, are the lines converging if they're going like this, and that's the direction of your horizon, your vanishing point, that's wrong. What I mean by converging, if your vanishing point is this way, the lines... Oh, I'm sorry, I'm off the screen. If your vanishing point is this way, the lines need to converge towards it like that. And it's a really easy check, because when you're drawing a box in perspective, I'm imagining a vanishing point over there. Those lines are converging, right? Now I have to make sure the ones that are going this way are converging. So this line has to be wider and longer than that one, because then it'll guarantee a convergence that way. So that's 2-point perspective. In 1 point, you need a convergence in one direction. In 2 point, I'm having a convergence going this way, and I'm having a convergence going this way. In 3 point, you're adding another convergence going down. So there's another one going down this way, and the lines have to converge that way, towards that point. And then you have your 3D box, which I drew horribly on the edge of the paper, but that's the gist of it. And then 4 point and 5 point, you just keep going. And 5 point is just a fancy term for the fisheye lens. So 3-point adds a vanishing point to the bottom. 4-point adds a vanishing point to the top. 5-point curves it. So you can do a 4-point perspective drawing that's just everything straight with no curve, but it still looks like you're looking up and down at the same time. Which it does get a little bit weird when things start crossing the horizon point or horizon line, because it starts to not make sense if it doesn't curve. But so things tend to want to curve as they cross the horizon line, but we don't see things like that in real life anyway. We don't see it super warped. So I'm just kind of doing the bookshelf shelves. Is it shelves or shelves? I don't know. I'm all fucked up now. I said it too many times. Alright, so drawing. I'll do a couple dots to divide it first. There we go. That won't be even, will it? Somewhere around there. I'll do that. It'll be even enough. Whatever, maybe they put the bigger books at the bottom. That's even enough for me. And now we add books. And these books are gonna vanish off too. A couple thin ones. Yeah, my hand is incredibly shaky. Normally it warms up after a while. Once I get drawing. And when it comes to small detail like this, that's like sort of far away, it doesn't need to be crazy perfect. So I'm really just kind of not thinking about these books too much. Basically a bunch of lines occasionally give an indication that you can see like a binding. So. And then I'll shade in. There we go. Let's see. I feel like I have a couple different height ones here. And to demonstrate the vanishing point, let's have this guy, big book, chilling there. Sort of like that. I already feel better. It's like, you know, I didn't wake up today like I'm gonna draw a library. You know? But here I am drawing a library. Can you guys hear the music at all? Again, this is some like playlist that was just like chill ambient beats, bro. I don't know what else to pick for drawing. It just seems like chill ambient stuff is what's good for drawing. I've tried some other types of music like folk and stuff. It's just, I don't know. I don't want like some song to come on to be like super jarring to everybody, you know? Okay, bookshelf one. And let's get this one here. Much bigger on the edge. Again, I'm not going for perfect draftsmanship on these lines here. These ain't blueprints for a house. I kind of like the sketchy style of line anyway. I like the way it looks. Just establishing my foreground objects here. Hey, what's going on, brother? Thanks for liking the stream, man. I appreciate it. Give that food to the algorithm gods. Let them know I exist. So here's something that's really helping. So you'd think, like, where would the next shelf be for this bookshelf, right? Like, how do I know where to place it, right? Well, all you have to do is draw a line from the horizon point and make sure that it lines up with this, and just trace it. Wherever it ends up, that's where this next shelf is going to be. So right here, boom, boom, right about there. That's where I'll put it. And we're above the horizon, so it's actually going to curve down, believe it or not. So this shelf curving up that way, and this one's curving down. And if I trace this one out, we're not even going to see this shelf. It's off the page. It starts up here. So I don't even need to draw it. These books are going to be fun. Let's see. Gonna actually be able to, like, maybe fake some titles. I'm not even going to write actual letters. I'm just going to put, like, pretend letters. And just check these lines. And the other thing about the converging line rule, once you have some lines in your drawing you know are right, you can just use those as rulers. Like I've already measured this one here. So anything I draw near it, I can just use this. I don't have to keep, like, bringing my pen all the way back to the dot here and then retracing back. And I can just use this line. So, like, this book here, this little line on top of the book that's going that way, I can just use this line and make sure it's converging with it, going towards. And it just ends up looking right. I mean, of course, it takes some repetition and experimenting before you know. But when you know, you know. And I'm going to color this in too. And when you draw it right, like, there's something just in your whole being that says, like, it looks right for some reason. Because our brains are very good at seeing reality. And we're very familiar with how the universe normally looks, so when you strike something accurate, you just know. And then you can kind of use that to keep going and improving. I also particularly like doing this exercise in pen. This sort of, like, improv sketch in pen, because it forces me to just commit to whatever I put on the paper, where, like, if I draw with a pencil, I end up, like, playing too much because I can erase, and I end up spending too much time. So yeah. And normally in these libraries, they have some sort of, like, labeling going on, right? And this one, I'll check the line. Some sort of labeling, and this is an alien library, so it's gonna be weird cryptic symbols instead. I didn't quite draw that accurately, to be honest, but it's okay. You can break the rules. I basically raised the vanishing point to, like, here on accident with this. I can probably fix it with a border. Let me put a border on it. There's all these little things that start coming out naturally after studying perspective. Like, you just know that, like, the halfway point on boxes is always a little bit farther away after a while. So you just draw it. I feel a little bit better about that. And wherever that ends up here, it's right there. Not even gonna bother writing on that one. Okay, so I said my wall was about here. I'm just gonna put one line because I know that's gonna be cut off by a lot of. You know, I think we could put one more. Yeah, I'm gonna put one more. I just made it a little too wide, but it's okay. And this one won't be as curved. It's closer to the center. And you can see I've gone and I've messed up. So I'm just gonna like lazy correct the height of this. And I'm just gonna have to live with the fact that this bookshelf is closer together than the one up front. I think the main reason for this exercise is just to like feel better that I like drew something today, you know? I think like if I go to bed and I haven't created anything, I think that's when I feel worse than if I did do something. Like the drawing of this library isn't necessarily like, it's not like furthering my career or anything, really. It's not like, it's not the next step towards marketing myself or selling another painting, but it's a step towards my sanity, which then in result, having sanity helps me do better art in the long run. So we're gonna see all the shelves on this one. Something like that. I think we all look for sanity a little bit, don't we? That's fine, I'll live with that. And now the books. So for these, I'm literally going to draw a random profile shape of books. Because the farther details get away, the more you can just kind of fib them. The brain doesn't care. Just doesn't care. Just kind of looks at it fast and goes, oh, that's a library, or that's a place with bookshelves or whatever, and then you start noticing the little things. I used to spend so much time on detail, and I still do, but I've learned to spend time on detail in a way that's practical. It's really easy to detail when the whole design of your drawing doesn't ever bring the viewer's eye to that location on your paper. So all that detail, you know, unless you point it out, like, oh, what do you think about that little spot over there? You know, they almost never even find it. And so they end up just taking in what they want to take in, which is great. But it's good to also sort of mind control the viewer into where you want them to look as well. I noticed that can make art more powerful, and I'm trying to make more informed decisions about where I place my detail. Trying to decide, and this is, since this is sort of a replica of my old elementary school library. I remember there was tables back there. It was like reading tables way in the back. Little chair. Chair. There's another reading table here. Should have made sure that reading table was the same height, but you know, again, it's such a tiny detail in the back. chair. And the table's farther away, I guess. It just kind of happened that way. And I do remember there was a window. Hey, Meme. Good to see you here, Meme. Good. I just noticed you now. As I always tell you, Joachim, you're one amazing artist. Love your work. So professional. Love you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I feel like a student every day to it. I really do. Sometimes I'll discover something in a drawing where I'm like, well, I feel like I just started all over again. Time to explore that. Like my most recent has been watercolor. I've been trying to figure that out because it's just so fun. It's not as messy. It's easy to clean up. A lot less paint, goes a lot farther, but it looks different and it operates very different. So, where was I? There's a window back here. And I remember the school windows. They weren't that homey. They're very sort of corporation building-y. And they always had these sort of like, it was split in the middle. And then they had these, you know those windows you can kind of crank open? There were always those. So it'd be sort of like cranked open window with like that sort of a thing, you know? Something like that, I don't know. I'm already approaching the end of this drawing, ready to go on to the next one. It's pretty much finished after the bookshelves. So the other thing too is in these fisheye-ish drawings, it's not as warped as like this one is. But it's still warped, so and with very long straight lines across the whole page, it will really make it show. So the horizon line was there. This is my curve, and the curves have to converge too, and they're just straight lines that are curved and they're converging anyway. And what I mean by that is, if you have a curved line, two converging curved lines are like that. You know, they're still going to eventually meet, just like two converging straight lines, but you're just adding that 5-point perspective to it. So just like that, I would say the ceiling will probably be, it's usually like not much higher than the window, so the ceiling line is probably like here. And I know that there was bookshelves along the back wall, so I'll add that too. I messed up there because they can't be taller than this one. So I'll just figure out how to fix that in a second. Yeah, bookshelf there, and just make it a long one. And I didn't really. Okay, yeah, maybe I did. So you can see the converging of the ceiling line with the bookshelves there. I didn't draw it that good. I'll just go ahead and break the rules and let the bookshelf be taller. I don't care. I'm really not going to be drawing these out anyway. It's just going to be sort of like, here's the bookshelf. Like, just enough. Just enough. I know I was turning the sketchbook there. Just enough to tell your brain it's a bookshelf. And I'll do like that weird book profile again here. Draw the lines down. And here's what I was talking about, drawing away. So if I like really zoom in for you here. What I used to do I still do, I'm trying to improve on it, is when I'm shading with pen and ink, when you're hatching, I'll draw towards the line I want the shadow to be coming from. And you can see I just did it there. I overshot that line, and that to me looks sloppy. So I'm trying to go in the opposite direction. I'm trying to start here, go up from the line. You can see there's a much higher rate of accuracy there, where it doesn't look like I'm crossing the line. Like, see that one? I just crossed a little bit right there, but I just did about 7 of them without crossing, and it just makes it look more solid to me. I have a higher accuracy right there. I'll keep it zoomed in. That's also a part of drawing that I don't think a lot of people talk about, is like the physical skill of it. Like, just like playing guitar, you can get really good at like drawing a circle. Just like you can get good at holding like a C chord. Eventually your hand really gets like muscle memory for a circle or a cube, and you can just, like draw it by muscle memory. So like, I think a lot of people believe it's about knowing how to draw something, or like what something looks like, but I think it's more about like understanding the pieces of it, and then getting those pieces and those shapes in your muscle memory. So in other words, if you know how to draw every basic shape without thinking, then you can draw anything in the universe, as long as you know what they're made out of. Which basic, what, like the bookshelf, right? It's a bunch of planks, basically. So once you know how to draw planks in 3D space, you know how to draw any type of bookshelf in the world with books on it. And that's a more efficient way than being like, how do I draw a bookshelf? If that makes sense. I'm so happy to watch you paint again. I'm so glad. I'm glad it's something that y'all enjoy, because I'm really trying to keep it going. I'm really trying to convince myself to do this all the time. I realize I have to do it from a place that's fun. I can't do it trying to get views and likes, because that's what ends up being the most discouraging. And at the end of the day, like, the vibe, I think, just has to be, hey, do you want to tune in? Great. If not, great. It doesn't matter. And I think I end up enjoying streaming more from that area, from that place, than like, I gotta build my page, like, so. And what, schools, they always had these sort of lights, didn't they? I don't remember how they lay out, though. It'd be like strips, right? They're not really gonna look like anything but rectangles on the ceiling, but they're lights. And converge that line there. And then I'll do another one here. You see how like drastically different that line is? Like, believe it or not, it's right. For the most part. It's not perfect. I mean, like, when I say like eyeballing versus like perfect versus not perfect, what I mean by that is like, if let me see. I just gotta find like a straight edge laying around here. I know I have a ruler. Where's my ruler? Here we go. So like, what I mean by that is to like check your work. You could take a ruler, right? And you find your vanishing point, which is basically that dot right there that I made. And I can check my work here. And you can see I'm not perfect. Like I got these two shelves right there. See that? Those are pretty much right. But this one over here, if I was to line up with my vanishing point, actually needed to be a little bit lower. Needed to come to like here, and I'll do it for the sake of showing you. Needed to come right about there instead. And you can use the ruler when you first start learning perspective to really make sure you're drawing it perfectly. You know, there we go. And now you can see that's where it should have been. I was a little short. Now, checking my work. Those all line up. Let me check the top. I know these are horrible. And this is what I mean by you can break the rules. It doesn't have to be perfect. It'll still look right as long as everything's kind of relatively... You can see how off I am with those. Like, by a lot. Like, multiple degrees. Like, should have been going straight up that way. See that? Like, I actually have the angle more right for the lights there. That one was pretty good. I eyeballed that one. That one is pretty right on. But you can see, you know, it's a totally different direction of a line, but it's right. It's vanishing. I think the one mistake I'd say is I didn't converge this one enough with it. Let me see, maybe I did. Let me check my work. Got me checking my work now. It's never bad to. So yeah, I was actually pretty accurate on that too. You know, give or take a millimeter. Millimeters matter. They always had the big round clock. I'm out of context now. What were you talking about, Stephanie? Sometimes I get too ahead. And by the time I look back at what you said in chat, I don't even remember what you were referring to. I'll try to look more often. The big... Millimeters matter. Millimeters lives matter. And this is where shapes start getting real strange when you're doing them right, because it's super warped over onto the side of the paper. Something like that. I don't know. Let's throw in fire detector, huh? Oh yeah, and they'd always have the little like fire spouts, right, in the schools. And that's pretty much it, you know? I mean, I think... Here, to clean up some of these dots, we'll do this. Because I know... There was a rug in my old elementary school. I remember the back, this was hardwood floor back here. And then this was a rug with like some sort of design on it. So, let's see, how can we do a design? I'm going to make it simple. I'm going to make it really simple. So this rug has a border. And it's just like one of those little line borders. And let's see, maybe there's a... I don't know, rugs, they always have these like weird symmetrical, like flowery patterns or something. And this is not going to be perfectly symmetrical. Yeah. And then there'll be like another one of those like borders here, like the viney thing. I don't know, this is overdoing the detail probably, but whatever. It's just to learn and practice. And then another big flowery thing. I don't know. I don't know what this is. It's a rug design. I'm not making it perfectly symmetrical. And it's just gonna get bigger. Something like that. I don't know. Oh, okay. Thank you. That comment helped me. Always the big round clock, yes. That like particular style, like the bubbly round clock. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, with the black arms. Okay, that's fine. Maybe we'll see the floral little viney pattern come in here too a little bit, but okay. There you go, library. I think let's see. What could I do? What could I do? Spice it up. What could I do to spice it up? Here. Whoop. I'll practice a little bit of value too. So I have these special pre-mixed gray pens. I custom make the gradients of gray in them because yeah, just like having that control over the shade. But it's basically just like it's like black and white watercolor. That's what it is. I've honestly spent too long on this drawing. I've been streaming for about an hour. I wanted to spend a little bit less on each one, but that's fine. I'll do another one. I don't know how dark this is. As you can see, this is my test page back here for my shades. Oh, that's weird. That came out like blue. Oh no, it was just something in the... I think maybe some watercolor paint got on it. That's what it was. Okay. What shade's this one? That's a lighter one. I think this is my darkest one. Yep. Okay. And I really like the way it looks to shade with only 3 shades. It really keeps your values under control. I think I could just press this zoom button instead. Oh, that's so much easier. Oh, it's not focusing now though. Why isn't it focusing? Oh wow, huh. Okay, we'll just stay with this. I have more zoom capabilities anyway. Okay. Let's see. So, just a light wash. Oh, it's coming out real juicy. And, you know, I imagine this desk is made out of wood. So it's not gonna be pure white. Only the sun is like pure white. The only thing that'll be pure white is probably like the window. I'm trying to get rid of some of this ink. It's just like pouring out of this pen right now. That's why I have this. I normally don't need to like dab it off, but it's the deal. These will be that kind of created a cool effect, even though I wiped away the sign. Oh well. And for the rug, I'll just not color. The shape in the middle. That took me an incredibly long time to finish that sentence, I know. That's what happens though when I try to talk at the same time as think. An interesting thought. Wait, can you talk and think at the same time? Yeah. Or is the act of talking immediately not thinking? And then when you're done talking, you go back to thinking about what you're gonna say next. I don't know. We'll leave that for the meditators out there. Sort of. I'm gonna color in between her and face and the computer monitor, provide some contrast. Definitely some shade coming over here and around this window. I don't know. Oh, I didn't finish the light over there, did I? So, yeah, it'd be like a line there, right? Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm pretty much happy with this. To be honest, I'm just here to draw. I don't know. Something like that. Oh, you know what? That's what I wanted to do for the last thing. Oh, I lost my cap. Where'd my cap go? Oh. My headphones are tangled. Oh no. Ah! How did that happen? Okay. What did I say? Oh yeah, computer monitor. And for that I'm going to take a really dark one. Nope, that's the wrong one. And the computer monitor is going to be dark. Oh my god. This thing just waterfalled on me. See if I can gently get this off. Just gotta be careful. You don't wanna. You just barely touch it. Let it soak into the napkin. You don't let it. You don't wipe. Never wipe off when like watercolor pulls up too much, unless you want that effect. Yeah, look at that. It's crazy, like how much ink's coming off this pen right now. Just like way too much. Trying to dry it out. Something like that. The only time you wipe is when you gotta like move some liquid back into the object. Damn. This thing is just... I haven't used these in a while, so they're probably like got all settled or something. Okay. I'm actually gonna after this stream's over in a little while, I'm gonna do another sketch. I'm gonna stream some 3D art, so if you want to check that out tonight, I'm gonna do that for a couple hours. I can show you all. I'll be working on clothing, so I'm actually clothing this little like 3D guy for this game, so I can show you how I go about that. It's not the only way you go about clothing 3D guys. There's a couple techniques for you 3D whizzes out there, but yeah, I'll show you that later. What time is it now? Probably take a little break, get back on. I'm gonna do another sketch here. Anyway, there you go. That's the little library. Just feels good to draw. There's so much imperfection in it, but whatever. Looks like we're in a room or something. But I'll tell you, that's oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot this little square there. But I'll tell you, it looks a lot like my elementary school library. They're just so excited to be being used again. Yes. It's like, you haven't done a black and white drawing in a while. We missed you. It's okay, pens. They need to be refilled anyway. They need some loving. They need to be refilled. Yeah. Maybe I should put the camera where the chat is, because when I look at the chat, I'm looking at you. So I have to like read the chat and then like come back. I don't know. I'm gonna keep it the same for now. I think this playlist only has 30 songs. I don't think we've gotten through it yet, so I'll change it soon. Again, I'm just like subjected to these like albums that are just like chill vibes. It's just like a bunch of random music. Okay, there we are. Next one. I almost just knocked over my entire art desk on accident. I'm gonna let the ink dry a little bit actually before I turn the page. It's this monitor. It was just like insane amount of ink got dropped. Actually, you know what? I do like the camera here. I'm just gonna put a monitor here in front of me. That's what I gotta do. I just gotta buy some cheap ass monitor because I do have another HDMI port left over, so that's good. Excuse me. All right, next page. In this sketchbook, I like to draw on both sides of the page. I don't know why. Some sketchbooks I don't. I guess I do know why that I think about it. I just like a nice full sketchbook when it comes to my like doodle book. But like my watercolor book, I don't do both sides because the watercolor really like warps the paper, and I just wouldn't see doing a watercolor on the other side of a watercolor because they tend to be more valuable and like more fine art-ish. So like that would make it so like if someone bought it, I'd have to sell 2 watercolors at once, and then you wouldn't be able to display. You'd only be able to display one of them, you know. I knew you were gonna say honk. I knew it. I knew you were gonna say honk in chat. Oh man. It was only a matter of time till I yawned. I don't know I'm mentioning it. Kirsten thinks I have honk yawns. Yawns. I don't have honk yawns. Maybe you guys can be the judge. Next time I yawn, if you think it sounds like a honk, then fine. But it's just how I yawn. Sometimes it's a silent yawn. Oh no, see, I'm talking about it now. See, that's the noise. That was pretty natural. Yes, you do. I'm not gonna win that battle. I know forever my yawns are honks. I get it. So I usually split this into quad squares here on my sketch pad. I'm drawing it zoomed out first so I don't like, because then I don't have to guess where to put the camera. Okay. Alright. I drew a little. I have to move my camera a little bit here. There we go. It's a bit shaky. I'll have to hold the page down. Oh, see, when I hold the page down, now it's down. That's what it is. It's just the curve of the paper. Okay. What am I drawing this time? I don't know. I just pictured it randomly. Plane flying away. So we got this crazy, just looking straight up perspective here. I'm just gonna wing this one. I'm not even gonna like. So this, I'm picturing. I don't know why I pictured this, but. To be honest, I really don't have like a good mental picture of a plane. I know there's kind of normally a jet there. It's a weird angle of a plane I just pictured. Cause this is the stuff that like a jet engine there or something. It's like the windows. Oh, but the windows are normally above the wing, right? Like the landing gear door. But I pictured this sort of like. This is like a super challenging subject. I don't even know why I just tried to go draw this, but. This will be one of the fast ones. So the landing gear. We got the other wing. I don't even care. I just want to like get the idea out. This guy is sort of like. How would the hand be? I gotta picture the hand. The hand would be. This is hard. My brain's thinking right now. Draw a line. Adam's apple-ish thing. We got the shoulder. Thumb comes out like that. I'm trying to be careful so it at least makes some sort of sense. Maybe there's another guy standing up here. And he's just like, oh no, what have I done? He's like, my boy just fell out of the plane. I feel like we've heard this song already. I think we've reached the end of the playlist. It's alright, I'll change it soon. And then we got index, middle, ring, pinky, and the rope. So he's like, I probably drew the thumb on the wrong side, I think. I think I drew the thumb on the wrong side. I always do shit like that. Okay. Very. It's good to just throw myself under the bus and try these extremely hard visualizations because I don't know, it's like brain exercise. I know the chin doesn't really have like a line like that. I'm trying to make him look like terrified, but it's not really working. I don't know, guy falling out of a plane, he's holding onto a rope. I tried to make him looking up, but now he's looking down. Maybe this shirt. Go like that or something. I wanted to make him looking up at the plane. Oh, actually, it's like his eyes are clenched. I'll do that. If I was reaching with this arm... Yeah. Yep, the thumb is on the wrong side. It is on the wrong side. Oh well. I guess what I could do is it could be like he's turning his hand that way instead, and I'll just connect it here. There we go, and the thumb's coming out like that. He's turning it the other way. And I'll make that a sleeve because I messed up. Hardest idea ever. On the spot. He's falling out of the plane and I don't know. So just hold on to the rope. There's this. And clothing is a thing. The clothing is kind of stretching that way. Oh, that's what I'm missing, right? Is the freaking the jets, right? Where they kind of hang like midway through the wing, right? I don't know. I can't picture like an airline right now for some reason. I've seen them so many times. It's close enough. Another jet engine. I'm trying to get to the point in my life where I just draw anything. Just like, no matter what I say, just not scared to try it, right? It's probably normally like these like bolted sections on the plane. And then clouds to kind of give it the, you know. I don't know, something like that. There we go. Alright, next one. Guy hanging out of a plane from a rope. Scared for his life. How was that? Alright, cool. Next drawing. I don't know. Just sort of pictured sort of hallway thing. I don't know why. Maybe the hallway curves like that. And there's like weird, strange doors on this hallway. Or maybe like opens up into something over there. No idea what I'm drawing. I'm going fast though. I'm not doing the best line work in the world. Whatever. Yeah, maybe it curves that way for a second and then like starts meeting this one. And you can see there. And then we have these doorways. So this looks like we're just going to be drawing a hallway of doors. And you know what, I'll even come back to this one really fast because I'm looking at it, and I'll just it is relaxing. I would consider this probably like one of my meditations for sure in life. Just to sit down and draw and not have to draw anything good. Just forget drawing anything good, anything that's gonna sell, anything that's a masterpiece, anything that's gonna impress anybody. Let go of it all. I feel like that stops a lot of artists from creating it all, as they're just scared of not doing their best work. There we go. I'll add a little dimension to the clouds. I'm just really not caring. There we go. Done. Hallway. Hey, what's up, man? Good to see you, Matt. Yeah, man. Trying to get back into it, man. Trying to keep it rolling this time. I always say that, don't I? I feel like I always say that. I didn't add trim to the floor, but whatever. Give ambient occlusion to some of these doors here. Terrible ambient occlusion. What's going on? Oh, there's like a... So that's the thing with fountain pens, is sometimes you get this little fiber gets stuck on the end and it'll mess with how your line draws. Picturing a little light. Ceiling light. Hallway. And I guess I've decided that this is a wood floor. Or some sort of floor. Actually, no, I decided it's just a textured floor. Because I'm already done with this drawing. It's just about getting some ideas out. Some opposing lines going this way. Okay. My pen isn't drawing well right now, to be honest. I can see it's being a bit skippy. Okay, moving on. We got So just to show y'all what we've done so far on this stream. Just this chilling and sketching stream. Here's our little library. That was our first drawing. You can see I put a little more effort into this one for sure. No. And then we got our dude falling out of a plane. No, holding on to the rope. That one was it's hard to visualize. And random hallway. And you know what? I'll stay true to shading it here. I don't know, whatever. I like the doors being dark. Screw it. Let's see what it looks like. I'm like literally just gonna color this one in like a coloring book. I don't even care. I'm gonna try to avoid those doorknobs. I'm trying to make it look like the doors have black paint, not that they're in the dark, if that makes sense. Or not black paint, but just like a darker paint. You know, this could be like dark red. Things translate weird to black and white, or colors translate weird to black and white. They don't translate exactly straightforwardly all the time. But blue is always darker than every single other color. There's an order to it. Green is somewhere in the middle. And yellow is the lightest. I think yellow is one of the most deceiving colors to work with in the spectrum for sure. That and skin colors. Skin colors are difficult. But once you understand them, they're like any other color. It's like they're those combo kind of colors, you know? Let me see if I can half-ass some light here. It's funny how the tiny bit of that shade to the clouds and hanging cloud guy. That's what it's called forever. It's the hanging cloud guy. Yes. But indeed. I really love this form of shading with this gray ink because it like imitates sort of how you'd shade with pencil, but it's just so much faster. You could just fill up an entire thing with ink really quick. And I think it just helps me capture ideas. But yeah, you're right. I'm glad I did that with that one. The contrast. So much contrast, man. Alright, so since we have a ceiling light, I'm going to assume it's on. Yeah. And then everything around it. The thing with this ink is you can kind of get on and then smudge it quick. Gotta be quick, though. It's not quite how I wanted it to happen. But that's okay. It was a neutral accident. So the accidents that Bob Ross never mentioned were the bad accidents and the neutral accidents. He always just mentioned the happy ones. Like, you know. It's a neutral accident. It's not really gonna like matter that much. But it's also not really that happy. Like I didn't like do it and be like, oh my god, that added so much. That was so sick, bro. I just had a neutral accident in my pants. Yeah. I mean, I guess the word accident automatically implies bad, doesn't it? So, maybe just the phrase neutral accident is a paradox within itself. But, I just had a neutral accident in my pants. It definitely brings light to that. Now my brain's running with that. I'm like, what situation would that where it makes sense? Oh, man. To have an accident in your pants that you're okay with. I'm sure there's some people out there like that. You know? It's like their thing. Yeah, I ain't judging, if that's your thing. What, Guess probably don't want to be bringing that into public areas. Restaurants and stuff. I think the back of the hallway is going to be darker too. So I might as well imitate the ceiling. It's like darker, 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 and then we have like a light area. Oh, now my pen's cooperating. It's not being too crazy. Okay. Let's see what the other chill playlist has to offer so this doesn't keep repeating. I just keep forgetting to change it. Let's see. So I go to moods. This is built into my stream software. Chill. So this one was called Lo-Fi Beats, bro. Well, it didn't have bro. It's just Lo-Fi Beats. Deeply chill. I feel like that's gonna be too chill. Let me see what deeply chill is. Okay, so it's like I don't know. I feel like this is like the menu music for like Bomberman or something. Like an old N64 game. Bomberman 64. Press start. Press any button to continue. Yeah, it would be better with bro. Everything should just have bro. No, not everything. But that particularly. Alright, I'm just gonna go ahead and do 2 more drawings and fill up this page. That's what I'm gonna call it. I'll zoom out so I can draw the square and make sure I'm in the right place here. Is my pen running out of ink? It was drawing really bad. Oh yeah, I guess I might as well leave the last drawing while I'm fixing the pen. That's what we did last. Maybe sometimes there's this little like... So if you guys don't know how fountain pens work, basically they're refillable. That's why I like them. So I buy a bunch of ink, and basically you can put any color in it you want to, which is cool. But this twists. I'm not gonna do it now because it'll dump a bunch of ink out. But it's a little syringe in here on a screw, and this twists, and you can see if it'll move that little thing in there. And sometimes basically you just stick it in a bottle of ink and then twist it, and it sucks the ink up. But sometimes it helps to just press it down a little bit and force some of the ink out of the pen. It is the thing with fountain pens. Like if you want to commit to them, I think they're the best drawing experience. But hey man, appreciate the follow, Captain T Lap. I don't know how to say that right, but appreciate that, man. Can there be shallow, chill music, or does it have to be deep? I was actually like seriously reading that question for a second. I was prepared to give you a well thought out answer, but then... Okay, so this is clearly going to be sort of like... This is going to be like meditational shit. I think I need more of a work vibe. What's this called? This is called Trapmospheres. This is probably going to be even less chill. I'll let it roll for a minute. Alright, I'll try. I'll try to keep my face straight when I read them. I feel like some weird trap beats about to drop on this shit. Alright, it's a bit cheesy, but I'll roll with it. I'll see what it has. I'll see what the playlist has to offer. I just don't want it to be too loud or too quiet. I want it to be a neutral accident for you guys. I want the volume of my music to be a neutral accident. Alright. Oh, now it's not drawing. Did I turn it the wrong way? There's a chance I turned it the wrong way. Alright, now I'm just going to push it till ink. There we go. Might be too juicy now. Let's see. I think that fixed it. Oh, no. Huh. You know what happens sometimes? It looks like it's full, but the ink is just on the sides. Let me see. I'm just going to go until it straight up drips out. Oh, yeah, that was the case. You can see the ink was just on the sides. It still hasn't dripped out yet. Oh, wow. It's empty. That'll be why. Well, alright. I guess I'll show you how I fill it on stream then. Let me zoom out here. Actually, I think I have a fisheye camera with this fancy new iPhone. I do. Look at that. You guys can see so much more. Ooh. Okay, so slide this out of the way for a second. So refill the fountain pen. I have to. Actually, no. I have a cloth here. Just gotta grab my ink. Oh my god, wait. I can't wait to find a straight face place to use the phrase, "It was a neutral accident." Oh man. Am I gonna get canceled now? Because I said neutral accident? Shit. Oh man. Was that the most politically incorrect thing I've ever said? Oh man. Neutral accident. Alright. Grabbing my ink. So this is a special kind of ink. It's an accident, but I can make this work for me. Yes. So, here we have black carbon ink, okay? And basically what black carbon ink is ink that's made out of carbon, but for some reason this kind of ink helps with going over it later with wet mediums. So basically, like, once this ink dries, if you watercolor over it, it's not going to budge. It won't smudge. On the other hand, I have this ink called Noodler's ink, which is not carbon ink. It's whatever else they use. But if you watercolor over this stuff, it'll smudge pretty bad. But the reason I have that ink is because that's the gray ink, which is cool. It comes in a really dark gray, and then you can dilute it with water to make these pens that I have, basically. So, man, this fisheye lens on the iPhone is just freaking awesome, man. It's been so useful. That's been the one problem with the iPhone cameras over the years, is they're not wide enough angles, low enough millimeter. Okay, so take the ink out. And my table's tilted right now, but it should be fine. And it's very messy. Oh, I'll let it slide here. And basically, I can't tilt it in a way where you're gonna see it. I mean, I can go to this camera, but you dip it in this way. But for sake of not spilling it, I'll stay down here. And you just stick the pen right in, and twist it all the way down so that you push out all the air bubbles in the old ink, and then you twist it. And I wish I could show you better how it fills up. Maybe in that camera there, see. And you'll see as this thing, you'll see it come up black like that, and it syringes up the ink. But what I do normally is I'll do it twice, because and go really slow with it, because a lot of air bubbles will ensue. They use noodles for it, obviously. Okay, and one more time here. I know you can't see the incredible action of the pen filling up, but it's alright. y'all will live, I think. And then you have to have the paper towel level ready to wipe off the pen, because there's just no way around it. It's just kind of a messy process. I think it's called a converter is the technical name for it. Like the part of the pen that goes in, the syringe part, it's called a converter. You can actually buy a new converter and take it out. It pops right out, but I haven't had to in a while. And then once it's full, I'll give it a little turn back down, as if I'm pushing the ink out, and it'll just like kind of give that little bit of like vacuum pressure. So yeah, this is definitely a trapmosphere for sure. You can feel the trappiness in it. I think it's a little bit jarring for my favorite kind of vibe. But we tried it, right? I'm just putting my ink back. Let me see. I'll skip through a few more songs here and see if it has any hidden gems. Hidden gems. I don't know why that was so hard to say. So now my pen should work. Yes, look at that. Oh, this is like... See, I wouldn't call this trapmosphere. I would call this like badass chill. Badass and chill. Yeah, I gotta rock the Mickey Mouse pants, which are now covered and demolished by paint. Little story behind these Mickey Mouse pants. One of the times I visited back home, we had like, you know, the traditional Christmas morning with the family, and my dad bought all matching Mickey Mouse pants because he'd be cheesy like that, you know? I don't know if I'm feeling the trapmospheres, guys. This is a music discovery process together here, because I don't know what they gave me. I'm paying monthly to be able to use this music on my stream, so I'm still finding what's good in it. I've also been, anytime I find a good one like that I stumble across, I've been adding it to my playlist. Is the music too loud, by the way, relative to my voice? I know I always ask that, but I'm constantly adjusting over here because the tunes are often different volumes. Sophia, I was thinking the same thing. Nothing like Christmas Mickey Mouse in February. Yeah, you know, it's tradition. It's all tradition. I've already gone and smudged ink on this one. Alright, let me get rid of this trapmosphere really quick. Chill. Let's see. Lo-fi house. Oh my god, house music is probably even less chill, right? Yeah, oh, the volume's good. Great, okay. But can you also like hear the music? Because I noticed some streams like the music's too quiet. It's like just barely trickling in the background. It's like when I stop talking and I'm drawing silently for a second, can you like hear the bass and like the music enough to like enjoy it? Gotta love the dad and the matching sets on Christmas. Don't think we can do it this year either. Oh wait, no. Don't think we didn't do it this year either. Yeah. I am not surprised. Yeah, so this music is like this music's like waiting in a really cheap like hotel elevator or something. Minus the jazz. Like take the jazz out of elevator music, and that's what this is. Okay. Ambient. Okay, so this is like... Okay, ambient's like 432 hertz, man. You ever meditate to like 452 hertz, bro? It's the frequency of love. Thanks for the share, Sophia. I really appreciate you. Goes a long way. Feed the algorithm gods for me. The algorithm gods need all the food they can get these days, let me tell you. Because everyone's trying to be a streamer now. Man, I guess that was that one little nice playlist. Let's see what this last one has to have. Lo-fi hip hop. Okay, let's see what it does. Hey, appreciate it. By the way, if y'all are confused about like me talking to different people on chat, on my end over here, I have YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook, and they all combine into the same chat box for me. So, we got some people on Twitch, we got some people on Facebook, we got some people on YouTube, and so you might not be seeing like what they're saying in chat, and just so that makes sense for you, because you might see me responding to someone and be like, ah. What's happening? Is he talking to nobody? No. Just talking to Facebook or Twitch. It's clear. It works. I mean, going to 3 platforms, I immediately get more people in my stream, so I guess I'll bite the bullet and pay the money. Just to get my... I guess I'll just be like paying a fee to get my art out there more. My content. Okay, what am I drawing this time? What am I drawing this time? I don't know. Chat, what am I drawing? Anything. Say anything, chat. Actually, you know what? I need to go to the bathroom. I can't hold it anymore. I gotta go pee. But I'm gonna come back. And I'm gonna pick something that y'all put in chat to draw. Here's a painting time lapse for you, though, in the meantime. I actually lied. It's not gonna be a painting time lapse. I forgot I didn't change the video. It's actually gonna be a really stupid comedy video that I made. So here you go. Sorry. Just stop the camera. I'm taking a break, dude. Stupid. I hope you all enjoyed that. That was fun to make, let me tell you. I realized I was just muted there. I'll tell you, I had no idea how I was making that thing from the start. I literally just like grabbed a bunch of popsicle sticks, a bunch of random shit, glue. Like I went to the Dollar General and just like bought a bunch of random like office supplies. And then I was just like, okay, we're gonna crack an egg somehow at this stuff. Just like one thing led to another. But anyway. Oh my god, I'm dead. Such a classic. You need to make these for a living. Yeah, that's become a classic now, huh? Jeez. Let's see, what we got? Octopus, huh? Okay, octopus it is. Octopus it is. Just fixing something on my stream here. I gotta have like 9,000 windows open when I do this. Alrighty. I can't promise it's gonna be a good octopus, but here we go. Because I'm also faced with the challenge of remembering exactly what they look like. Because like, yeah, it's a blob, you know, with tentacles, but they're also very specific. Well, I know there's this sort of like it's this part that I'm blanking on. It's like they sort of like fold over, right? And then there's like a, isn't there like anatomy wise, I'm probably like not gonna get this right. Well, I know that they have like, one thing I know about octopuses, they need to use like the cartilage of their eyes to like fit through stuff. But the front, what's the front? Shit, it's like, I'm trying to remember what an octopus looks like. Whatever, and I know they have all these little suction cups, but I'm not gonna go crazy about them. I'll just let it be known they're there. Right, alright. And then we got alright, let's see. Suction cups. This channel's been pretty chill. I haven't minded it. Again, this ain't gonna be like some professional level octopus for all you professional octopus drawers. Professional octopus drawers. That just doesn't feel good to say. Professional octopus drawers. Guess you would use the word artists. Professional octopus artist. I'm a professional octopus artist. I think it's like the "ok" into the "ah" sound that's throwing me off. Octopus art. I'm gonna try to. I'm just gonna fuck myself up more. How does this fold over though? I feel like their face is like part of their tentacles or something. No, that's right, because I gotta think about an octopus here for a second. Their mouth is underneath them. It's like a beak. So yeah, it is just floppy. It is just floppy. It's like it just connects right in, right? Right? See, I did it there again. What I was talking about earlier. To draw away from the line. It's easier. Oh, I did a smudgy. I managed to not do a smudgy till right then. I know this tentacle ain't thinning out as it goes down, but maybe he has it all twisted up. I don't know, I feel like it's something like this. My octopus looks kind of angry. But maybe he's just a grumpy octopus. Oh, Grumpy Puss. It is a Grumpy Puss. Well, maybe someone stole his spot in the coral reef, you know? Who said octopus? Sophia. Good idea, Sophia. Alright, I don't know why I'm brain farting. I don't know how to connect this here. Doesn't an octopus have, like... Isn't there some sort of gill? Like gills right there? Or something? Like, you know what? Is this just like... Is this just randomly a top hat octopus? Because I think it is. Plot twist. The most horrible ellipse of my life. We got ourselves a motherfucking top hat octopus over here. And I'm gonna get my fancy fountain pen, which has a special tip for filling in large areas. But I think it might be dry. Gotta go to my test page here. Oh no. Is it dry? It's dry! You know what that means? Back to fisheye view for another pen refill. Because I might as well. Spiced it up with a hat and a tie. Ha! I didn't see... Okay, I didn't see that in chat. I did not see that in chat before I started drawing that top hat. I really didn't. I swear. So yeah, we magically thought of that at the same time. And a monocle, yes. What's a monocle? That's like the eyeglass, right? That it stays stuck in your eye, right? That's a monocle. Yeah, this pen had 0 ink. All right. And this has a converter in it too. It's the same kind of pen, but it has a different tip. And I don't know if I'll be able to. Let me see. I think the macro lens is good for this. You can see. See how there's a slight curve? I'll show you. Let me show you the other. Show you the other pen tip. Yes, the 1 eye thingy. Okay, I was right. So you see this? I gotta get the background of the. All right, so see that tip there, right? Compared to this tip. See that? One's like, it's like they folded it. And what the folding thing does is it allows you to draw, mess with line weight. What I mean by line weight is just line thickness. And basically the harder you press, the thicker the line, which is really nice. And I actually committed to only drawing with this pen. Completely. Fine lines and all, but then I eventually ended up buying one for the fine lines too, because there's just something nice about a fixed width line that you need sometimes. But it definitely creates a certain style, which I really like the look of when you have a bunch of different line weights. And line weight, I think, is just one of the highest masteries of drawing. Where to place proper line weight and all that. But have you ever seen the cartoon Ed, Edd and Eddy back in the day? Remember that cartoon on Cartoon Network, Ed, Edd and Eddy? For all the people that are 30 years old. Because now we're all getting old officially, finally. We're not all we're not teenagers anymore. But Ed, Edd and Eddy, man. That cartoon had a really varying line weight and everything. And you could see it was like really messy and always jittery. But it's cool, I like the way it looks. Ed, Edd and Eddy. And it's as simple as that. You fill up your pen. I don't know why all pens aren't like this, but it's probably why they don't make all light bulbs last forever, because they wouldn't make money, right? So they have to make the pens run out. Okay. Man, the time is flying. I cannot believe how fast the time flies on a stream, let me tell you. Okay, back to the octopus. Zoom back in. Yes. Satisfying. Look at that. Pure black. Just fills it right in. So much faster. And you, scrape the paper less, which is also a good thing, because sometimes it tends to happen if you're not gentle with how hard you press. Later on, when you're displaying your art on the wall, and there's like some sun coming in the room and hitting the paper, you'll see those little indent scrapes on the paper. And personally, I don't like them. It's not like a purposeful style thing. Now I'm gonna try to leave something about pure black objects is they end up having pure white highlights. But this is not a shiny object, so it's not gonna be like super harsh highlights, but it's kind of like a pseudo outline, basically. Like in pen and ink, like one of the tricks of outlining a black object is outlining it with a white line, or not coloring it all the way in. Like right here, I could color this all the way in, but instead, I'm just gonna barely touch the edge. Like that. See that? How I drew a white line kind of by like making it using the negative space instead. And because otherwise there's gonna be no contrast between the edges. And I think like that's something that in drawing you break the rules of a lot, I think. Is not being true to like the whole thing you hear where it's like draw what you see, not what you know. Like that only goes so far. Like that's definitely a virtue, but it's not 100%. Like because like there's a lot of times in trying to make a composition work right. You know, and this goes to say like I'm targeting like compositional art, like art where you're drawing stuff with like rules that like rules to reality, right? Like lighting and perspective and value and direction and design and shape organization, like all that stuff. Basically, sometimes you have to break the rules of what you're seeing in front of you because real life itself sometimes doesn't translate to the paper good, if that makes sense. So like you have to fake things sometimes to bring them out. So like sometimes I'll just straight up put something black behind something really light or something dark behind something really light just to bring out the light thing, even if there's nothing dark behind it. But what the brain ends up doing is it just goes, I can see that thing and it's readable. It doesn't really go, why is there a random dark spot behind it? Or you know, you can like thicken the outlines of some things. Like sometimes like at the simplest form, next time you're drawing and trying to make something look good with value and like get your values right, just alternate black and or dark and light in the composition. So as you move across the drawing with your eyes, there's something light that's separated by something dark that's separated by something light. Just simply do that, and it just makes things look better already. Like boom, just like without even trying. It's one of those things you can do to improve the way your drawings look. And this isn't just coming from me. Like this is coming from researching masters and hearing what they have to say and experimenting it with it myself. And at the end of the day, you're gonna figure out your own way to do it. But there are certain things that you can do to achieve consistent results all the time. Is that video Plank? Is that video you played posted anywhere? Are you talking about the egg cracking one? Yeah, it's on my YouTube, and all those comedy videos y'all see on my intermission slide are on my YouTube, Planet Joachim. And there's a playlist on there called Planet Joachim Absurdity, and if you go into Planet Joachim Absurdity, it should be there. I believe I also have the videos on my Facebook too. I think it's just harder to navigate finding them. But yeah, my YouTube and my Facebook are the holders of like my edited like skit videos that I make. But my live streams go to all of them. So like, if you want to find like, you know, the recorded live stream that's over where it's not actually live, it's on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. But something to note is Facebook and Twitch, they don't keep the streams forever. So YouTube is the only one for some reason that still like stores the streams forever. On Facebook they expire after like 14 days, and I think Twitch they expire after 14 days too. So they have 8 tentacles, right guys? So let's just say we can't see the other 3 over here. Maybe we can. Maybe they're just like coming over us just a little. I don't know. I guess I'll just something like that. I don't know if that's right. I know this one came out a bit thick, didn't it? Don't they? I swear there's a guild. I'm gonna have to look it up. I have to look it up after I'm done. After I'm done drawing it to challenge myself. See how close I was. Because this is also the quest of an artist too, is to memorize as much as you can. Yes, more importantly earlier, like I said, memorize basic shapes, but at some point you just have to memorize what an octopus looks like. I mean, yeah, it's squishy cylinders and spheres, but you still gotta know what an octopus looks like. Anyway. So these curves can be a bit tricky. You do the outside one first. And then a curve that's not touching this line has to intercept that one. And I've made it too thin, but I'll compensate. And this is fine. We have more of an aerial view. And then I'll increase the thickness on this side like that. Get a bit more realistically 3D with the suction cups here. I just kind of drew circles on the other ones. I didn't give a shit. Oh, there goes all my pens falling on the ground. I just went and checked the playlist. Wasn't there. Really? Really? On YouTube? Did you check them on YouTube? You're right, I don't have it on my YouTube. I haven't uploaded it there yet. My bad. I thought I've been slowly re-uploading my older stuff onto my YouTube. You have me curious now. I want to see if it's on my Facebook. I hate how impossible they make for it to find your creator studio. Just gotta like search for it now. Let's see. Published videos. Huh. You're right, Sophia. I'm sorry. It's not on either of them. I thought I uploaded that. Where did I upload that? You know what? I just remembered what I did. I was gonna upload it, and then I didn't because I ended up premiering it during a live stream for the first time. And then I ended up just thinking like, oh, I'll just use it for my live streams. But you're right. No, thank you for pointing that out. I really gotta upload that. I appreciate that. Yeah. At some point on my Planet Joachim absurdity playlist, I want to have all my like crazy snipe videos and stupid comedy skits I've made over the years. So I've been slowly recollecting it there. Because I got shut down on Facebook a couple of years ago when I was monetized on there. I had 36,000 followers, and yeah, got shut down. So I've been in the process of recovering from that big blow. And they don't tell you why they shut you down. They just say you've used copyrighted material, and we're not going to tell you what you used. So that's basically how that goes. And then my guess was I shared a meme, because there was a phase of my page that I was sharing memes, you know, like single GIFs of just for comedy. And I think maybe one of them was like content I detract. That's the best I got, but man, to get like a year of hard work shut down for one meme, I don't approve of that. People done way worse stuff than me. I'm gonna give this octopus an environment. I think the ground is about right here. I didn't follow the rules of perspective. These have to get closer together, actually. More divided as it goes out. I'll keep that water. It was probably not the sky because he's probably underwater, right? I manage to always get ink all over my hands when I do this. And just gonna do the little value check here. Little value check. I never called it that before. Man. The things that come out of your mouth when you force yourself to talk on a stream for a couple hours, let me tell you. It gets to the point where I'm just showing you my mental dialogue. It's like, what the fuck else do I say? This is an F-bomb friendly channel, by the way. Sorry, kids. You'll be swearing by the time you're 12 anyway. You just won't be telling your parents that you are. Oh, man. Gotta open up my music window in case I gotta control it. There we go. Alright. We have our octopus. I'll get a bit deeper of a color here. Alright. Stephanie. It's true. I hate to say it, y'all, but I was already swearing in elementary school. In the schoolyard. My friends, you know, you're like, oh, fuck. Shit. Oh, you said shit. You know, an adult comes around and, oh, don't say that. I'm not promoting kids that's just to swear, you know? Like, don't teach your kids to swear. But they're gonna swear anyway. Eventually. You just have to be honest with yourself when you started swearing, right? You can't be a hypocrite. You also can't be mad at your kids for trying out drugs. Watch me get kicked off stream in 2 sentences. Don't tell him to. You know? But maybe give him a safe environment to, like, experiment, you know? Don't send them to Scared Straight on their first joint. I ain't gonna tell you how to parent. I'm here to draw. I don't have kids. And that's not gonna change. So, I'll leave it to the people that have kids. I'm gonna, again, fake this thick line Like I was saying earlier with the contrast, like just to bring it out. There we go. Because I just feel like it's getting like washed out by the background a little bit too much. There's a lot of detail. Oh, and that was to say, with detail, it's the same thing. Like you can look at it in the same way as like darker light, because there can be area of high detail and then area of low detail, and those two things, if you can manipulate that in your drawing as well, it also adds another layer of like detail and quality to the painting that's subconscious, and it's also another technique of creating contrast. Like if you're looking at your drawing and it's like, I can't really add any more dark because it's gonna ruin it. I can't add any more light because it's gonna ruin it. Like but like I still gotta bring more contrast out. One of the problems I've had in the past with my art is making the whole thing detailed, and that's like what I meant earlier by good shape organization. Is that you want areas of medium shapes that are concentrated. You want areas of big shapes, and then you want small shapes, and they all have to be arranged in the same way that darks and lights are, in the sense that they have to make sense and they have to be readable, to where, you know, it's kind of like your drawing can be an entire ground of like pebbles, you know what I mean, for like a analogy, to where if your entire drawing is just a sheet of pebbles, you're not gonna really know which pebble to look at. But you know, if there's like a nice giant rock placed just right in the painting, maybe using the rule of thirds, you place a boulder up the top, you add a couple medium-sized rocks, suddenly the drawing takes on more of like a story for some reason. And that's just another one of the things I've learned over the time, over like the years of experimenting. But there's the octopus. And that reminds me now, I want to look up a picture of one really quick. I want to see if they have a gill. Octopus. Images. Okay. So maybe? Kind of? Oh yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. I like him. He's a very dapper, floppy boy. Yes. And yeah, I can confirm. I've had to tell multiple 5-6-year-olds what they shouldn't drop F-bombs at school. Exactly. See, that's proof right there. And Kirsten is an elementary school teacher. Like, I know for a fact I was swearing with my friends in elementary school. Like all day. Like the second the adults weren't looking. Like the second we got out to recess and got around the corner, it was like, F this, F that, F this, oh. Like we were just like excited to be able to swear, you know. It's like at that age you just swear because you can. It's like there's no purpose. You're just like putting fuck in a sentence because it's like, yes, my dad can't yell at me. Fuck, yes, haha. You're not hearing me say fuck, haha. Like it's like a rebellion thing. I'll never forget though. I was a funny story about the word fuck. Maybe this is funny, maybe it's not. I think it's funny, but I'll never forget it. I was 18 years old, and so little backstory. Like my parents, like my dad's was growing up more strict about that stuff, and my mom just didn't give a shit. So this one day I was 18 years old, and I remember thinking like, I should be able to say fuck around my dad at this point, you know? Because like up until that point, just no. Like any F-bomb dropped, absolutely no. Like reprimanded immediately. Like watch your language, you know? But then he would go ahead and drop an F-bomb right after that, of course. So I decided at a red light one day, we were sitting in the truck at a red light, and I was like, I just looked over at him and I was like, Dad, you know what? And he was like, what? I was like, I think it's about time I can use the word fuck around you. What do you say? Just like that. I swear to God. And he was just like, absolutely not. Just like a straight up like, no. Like, and then like 2 seconds after that, someone like cut him off in traffic and he dropped an F-bomb and I immediately made fun of him. Like you bet your ass I called him out immediately. And I was like, oh yeah, well, you could start, buddy? Yeah, you know. But anyway, funny story. I asked my dad if I could use fuck now, and he said no. He didn't give me my permission. So I was 18. I was 18. I still wasn't allowed to say fuck. I mean, legally I was, but you know, the parental advisory, you know, council didn't approve. Anyway, so I'm gonna stop it there. I know I said I was gonna fill the page, but I'm actually gonna stream again. Like I said earlier, if you guys missed it, I'm gonna take a little break for like an hour, and then I'm gonna do some 3D. I'm gonna hop on my Blender and show you guys kind of what I do over on that end. I'm working on some video game characters. I've been building some clothes, so I gotta stay on that. But I needed to do some drawing today. I needed to relax and just do some good old drawing. It's something I like to always stay in touch with. But let's go through what we did. Let's see. It's not much. Let's restart. Here we go. So the first one today, I expected to just do one drawing. See, this is what always happens too, is I'll like wake up, I'll be like, oh, I don't want to draw, like, I don't know what to draw, I'll convince myself I have this thing that we all call writer's block or creative block, whatever you want to call it. I sit down, draw a few lines, like next thing I know, I've been drawing for 2.5 hours now, and to be honest with you, I did not plan on drawing for 2.5 hours. I planned on just like doing this library sketch, and like earlier, the way I was feeling, like I wouldn't have been able to sit down and like do a masterpiece for 2.5 hours for some reason. But like because I took like the pressure out of it, it helps me draw. And I had fun, honestly. I learned a lot. Like, I really like how this library came out, actually. Now that the ink dried, it kind of cured a little bit and got its true shade. Like, and that's the other thing, too, that I didn't mention earlier, that I love about doing multiple drawings in one session. Because it's really easy to get, like, stuck on one thing, get numb to it, maybe even get sick of it. But, like, now that I've gone and I've drawn a couple other things and I've come back to this library, personally, I actually think it looks better than I thought it did earlier. Like, it's like I appreciate it more now for some reason. Like, I don't know why, but it's this weird effect, and it happens when I'm painting. Like, I feel it when I'm painting. I'll just, this like feeling will come over me where I'm like not making progress anymore. I'm kind of diddling. I'm like adding one blade of grass here, not really sure where to go next. And like when those feelings start happening, I have to just put it down and come back. And every time I come back the next day, I always have a new perspective on it. Like I'll be looking at it or find something that I didn't see before. But check it out later for sure. Yeah, sweet. No obligation, of course. Just letting you know, because I don't do a good job of that. I'm trying to do a better job about my social media stuff, like letting you know when things are going to happen. I improvise a lot of my schedule, so. Okay, anyway, drew the library. Keep it there for a second, get a good look at it, and then what did I do next? The plane guy. So I imagined, and by the way, as I was doing this, it was literally like the first thing that popped into my head. I would just go with, I literally imagined a guy hanging from a plane with a rope. I don't know how my brain got from a library to a guy hanging out of a plane with a rope, but it did. I'm looking at it with you right now, just trying to decide how I feel about it. I guess the dude standing in the back of the plane didn't translate, really. I know what it is because I drew it, but I think someone just getting the memo, I don't know. Not sure that translates. I think it at least looks like a plane with the jets. Like, these are the questions I'm starting to ask myself now. Like, what makes that look like a plane? It's not really like because I drew a plane right. I obviously drew that plane, like, horribly wrong. But it's like jet engines and smoke flying out in a direction. As I think more than enough for my brain to be like, that's a plane. I mean, this one I drew the thumb on the wrong side, so then I had to improvise and twist his hand around as if he was holding the rope like that instead of that. But luckily human arms can twist. Okay, That's the second drawing of today. Uncharted trailer. And then we have the random hallway. For some reason, when the ink dries, like 5 minutes later, it looks better. I don't know what happens. And I think that's the challenge to watercolor. Is it dries much different than it goes on. So, unlike acrylic dries different than it goes on. Like all paints kind of go on a little bit later, or depending on what side of the spectrum it's on. It's opposite for each one. So if it's a darker color, it'll dry lighter. If it's a lighter color, it'll dry darker. You always lose a little bit of what it looked like. Oh, I think it's a cool drawing. Mysterious. It's like one of those drawings I look at and I'm like, why? You know, like what is it? What's the story? With what are in those doors? I don't even know what I draw half the time. Sometimes I draw something and I think of the story afterwards because it just came out of my hand. Hallway with a light. Cool. Some textured cement ground. And then this guy, which I think is officially my second favorite from the library. I think out of the 4 we did, the octopus in the library are my pick. As far as like how I feel about it. Anyway, octopus. What did you say, Kirsten? I gotta find it. That's what she said. He's a very dapper floppy boy. That's what I was looking for. I'm gonna call him Dapper. He's Dapper the octopus. We never got to the monocle, but I don't want to risk the monocle. If I risk the monocle and it makes the eye too busy, then. But if I had thought of the monocle placement before drawing that eye line, then we'd be in better shape. We'd be in better shape. Well, there we have it. Thank you so much for hanging out, everybody. Appreciate it. We've actually had 7 people chilling this whole time. That's like a super active stream for me. Seriously. So I appreciate you like taking the time to watch my silly, stupid little sketches. And have a chat, because it's always fun. Again, real quick, we have the library. We have the guy, I don't know, what did Matt call it? The cloud guy. He had a funny name for it earlier. It was like the cloud man or something. The hallway. The octopus. And I'll tell you, I actually feel better. Like, I actually, like, existentially feel better that I drew these pictures today. Even though I'm never going to sell them, I'm never going to use them again. Probably they're going to be hidden in the sketchbook forever. But you know what? And I spent, what, 4 hours of my day? I don't know if that furthered me in life, but I would say you're further in life if you're feeling good. So I'm feeling good after that. And time to do some more professional, commission-based, serious kind of art next. So I'll see you guys in like an hour. Maybe like 45 minutes. Maybe I'll start up sooner than that. Just click subscribe if you haven't. Press the like button and the bell especially, because it'll tell you when my live streams start. And that helps me a lot. Other than that, I hope you all have a wonderful night. If I don't see you on the next stream. And I'll see you next time. Thank you.